dimension not of just sight and sound, but of the mind and the soul. Dear fellow Toastmasters and honorable guests, today I would like to share my life instances using 4 chapters. Chapter 1, Innocence, where anything is possible. 8:6, I was in a fix when I had this dirty habit of keeping coins in my mouth. I don't know, there was a particular taste that I enjoyed. I used to keep the coins in my mouth and I used to enjoy it. Accidentally I was drinking water with the coins and then it just went in. 2 days I was in pain, I would not say anyone. 3rd day I feel relieved, the system was clean. Anything is possible in the age of innocence. 8:7, I was in heaven when I first came across this scented eraser. When I smelled, it was like, wow. Then I got it closer, I felt even more wow. I wanted to experience more, so I shoved it in. And then it would not come back. I couldn't bear the pain. The chemicals of the smell actually gave me a lot of trouble. So I had to go to the doctor, and doctor helped me remove it, and I was a free man. Anything is possible. Age of innocence. Chapter 2, Passion of the mind. Curiosity killed my sleep. Age 10, I got introduced to this new genre of movies. It's called restricted in this country. It was like age 17 plus. But I was curious to see what's going to come in. The genre was horror movies. At age 10, I got to see these 2 horror movies, Evil Dead and Carrie. How many of you seen these 2 movies?
Carrie.
Evil Dead, where the hands just come out of the walls, the branches used to come out of the walls, and it was very scary for me. While I enjoyed the curiosity with a diamond-shaped hand like this, I enjoyed the thrill of the movie. But as night came by, when the lights went off, there was an IMAX theater that just turned on in my head. And I would be the victim of all these things. And I could animate myself seeing the hands coming through the walls and the windows, the ghosts coming from the roof, trying to hold me. I could not sleep for 2 months at night. Even if I had to pee, I could not go because I was scared to move out. It took 2 months for me to get proper sleep, but hey, curiosity killed my sleep. Chapter 3, The Awakening. My friend introduced me to this amazing movie at age 20. A movie that I had to see 5 times to understand what exactly it was. As of today, I've seen about 700 plus times and I'm still inspired by that movie. Do you know what I'm talking about? Do you want to know what it is?
Yeah, Star Trek.
Is it Mark Wahlberg?
Good try, but not the right answer.
Kill Billy.
Unfortunately, no one can be told what the movie is. You have to see it for yourself. Anyone gonna give a try for that?
It's right.
Rocky Horror Movie Show?
No. There was a conversation about 2 people. One person was like, is this real? Question. The other character, which almost had the similar hairstyle like me, said, what is real? How do you define real? If you're talking about what you can feel, smell, taste and see, then real is just electrical signals interpreted by your brain. And I'm like, what the? Reality is just electrical signals interpreted by my brain? I remembered my chapter 2, Passion of the Mind. It was just electrical signals animating in my head. And that line put me into deep introspection. And I contemplated for almost 3 years. And I had a vivid experience of my life. My outlook towards the life totally altered. Chapter 3, Awakening, the life of a life beyond
Brian?
senses.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were asking a question.
No. Then chapter 4, I call it the Awakening. What you seek is also seeking you. Age 30, a decade passed by since I watched this movie. I got into a job, life was going fine, but I got bored with the mundaneness. And then one day, people were gathering into a room like this, about 100 plus people. I was introduced to this Toastmasters club. When I heard Toastmasters, I thought it was like two people would come and do cheers and they're gonna share something. I had no idea. That's how I got introduced as Toastmasters. Then I was seated in one of the room and there were like people were filled all over. And then when a person came here and started speaking, I was touched, moved and inspired to see how a person's voice and sound could make a deep influence on me. I decided at that time I should be a speaker where I could influence people. There were fireworks within me. Adrenaline was gushing, heart was beating, and I was like stunned. It was awe-inspiring. A few moments later, I had the El Nino effect when somebody else came and said they're going to do something called a stable topics speech where they would choose random people for random topics. I struck down myself, not wanting to be called. I was spared. However, it went on 2 years from that time. I went on to become the Vice President of Education, then I became the President, took the club from nothing to a select distinguished club. Today, 4 years passed by, I stand in the land of possibilities, surrounded by people of possibilities, and I myself stand as a possibility to see what more I could become. What you seek is also seeking you. Over to you, Toastmasters.
Wow. Thank you, Santosh.
Thank you, Melissa. Santosh, your speech, autobiography of the soul. And the objective was vocal variety, like I mentioned earlier. I think you did an excellent job with your vocal variety. You have a voice that's like, it's powerful. You have the tone of the voice is powerful, and then the way you can change it up and down, I think was really good. It was phenomenal. I'm gonna go on the checklist a little bit down here, just like the manual says. So the topic selection, I think was excellent. So good job on the topic selection. Everybody could relate. Volume, like I mentioned, was really good. The rate, you weren't going fast. You were going perfectly speed. Everybody can understand it. Everybody can grasp that. The pitch, it was good. You knew when to raise your volume. You knew when to bring the volume down. Quality, again, it was really good. Pauses, that's something I think you could have improved on a little bit, because pauses, it lets the audience sink in what you just said. So if you can pause a couple times, from right now I can't think of certain areas when you did speak. I can't pinpoint where you could have paused because I was so into your speech. It was really funny. It was really good. So unfortunately, I can't really think of that right now. But just in the future, just try to pause at certain parts of the speech. You did a good job on expressing. The only thing is, I did see emotion in the beginning of the speech when you were talking about when you're, stage 1 or chapter 1, 2, 3. Towards chapter 4, the emotion was kind of going away. If you could just relate it back to you a little bit more and then just express it a little bit better, that's something you can improve on. The organization of the speech was really good. The uses of the word was good. Body language, I think you did a good job on body language. The only thing I did notice was you were pacing a little bit more, a lot, going back and forth, and you were going kind of fast too. So maybe if you could just slow down, just bring it down a notch, so that would actually be really good. Overall, I think it was a really funny speech. I honestly think that you could use this speech as a humorous speech contest, because I really found it really funny, and especially with the, when you're smelling the racer, I think, and then you shoved it up your nose, I think. So there's portions of it was really funny, and I just got so into the speech, I just wanted to see what are you going to say next? What's the next funny portion? The concept of when you were talking about real, when somebody told you there's two people, one was like saying, what's real, when you spoke about that portion and you went verbatim, you went really fast, I think that was really good, because that's like what you see in acting, or what you see really like advanced people who use that skill when you're repeating somebody and you're repeating it so fast, and we're understanding everything you say, but it's just really good the way you did it, and I really like that, how you did that. It was good asking questions to the audience. And then when you ended your speech, that was really good, because you came back to something that you were talking about earlier, which was what you seek is also seeking you. That's something, it's a call to us. It's telling us, hey, that's something I got out of your speech right now, is what you seek is also seeking you. So if you're looking for something like a higher paying job, or if you're looking for Toastmaster, improving your communication skills, it's also seeking you. So there's something in you. So chapter 4, like you talked about, what you seek is also seeking you. I think you did a really good job. It was a really good speech. So I hope you do enter this speech into the contest next year. So, thank you.
Oops, sorry. Thank you, Mill. So at this point, we move on to our table topics, and our topic master today is Lawrence Michael. And Lawrence has a bit of a challenge since we only have one speech today. Our table topics are going to be a little bit longer, so hey, you all get to volunteer to come up and speak, which you don't have to do. Lawrence? So in Toastmasters, we clap till they get to the podium. It's just a thing. So, and here's...
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster.